Hello guys, welcome to Versus 4. That's right, I'm the Custard Prophet and I hope you're excited for this. If you are new to this whole concept, don't worry, we are going to explain it in this video. This is essentially an introduction video to the whole save. We're going to introduce you to the creators that are involved in this, the team that we're going to be playing with, the rules, the whole shebang really. So strap yourself in and get ready. So the Versus series has been going for four versions of this. That's why it's called Versus 4. I'm complicated like that. The first series was in FM19. That's when I went up against the FM AI, just me against the AI. Most points within a league season wins. Managed West Ham, and I beat the FM AI, 1-me. Then in FM20, we went up a bit. I went up against another creator over one season, and we saw who was best. We randomly selected Brest in France. It was random. It was very random. I didn't win that. It went very badly. That trucking football manager, he won that. And then Versus 3, that's when we went up against three creators, or two other creators. That trucking football manager came back, and then we invited Avoiding Relegation along. And we randomly selected FC20 in Holland, or the Netherlands as they like to call it. And yeah, that went a lot better, and it was a real tight one. That just Avoiding Relegation just pipped me. So yeah, he is the current holder. So essentially, the premise, as you've been hopefully understand by now, the creators play all the same team over the course of a season, and whoever has the most points wins essentially. But it's more complicated than that this time, and I'll tell you how. We have eight creators who are going to be going head to head in this Versus series. Absolutely mad. It is going to be a nightmare for me to edit, I imagine, but that's my problem, not yours. So yeah, 8, and you get to meet those 8 creators in a second. You might have a clue if you've been watching Twitter. Some of them have been sort of tweeting on and off about this, but it's quite the list. It is really quite the list. Hugely excited and thankful to each and every one of them for agreeing to get involved. So how is it all going to work? Right then, so the 8 creators in today's episode, once we have found out who they are, we're going to draw them randomly into 2 equal groups of 4. Maths there for you. Then we are going to select a club that all of these 8 creators are going to manage. Same club in their own parallel saves. And we'll do that in today's episode as well. It's all happening in today's episode. So that will be from the top league in Spain, Italy, Germany, England, or Portugal is where that club will come from. And then we'll basically manage that club in that league. So all of the creators over the first season will play the full season out with that club. We'll pop back, I think 4 times over the course of the season to check in, and we'll basically play some games on our channels, so you guys can keep track of what's going on, and I'll also put a recap video out as well. So at the end of the season, the 4 creators within each one of those groups will be separated based on the number of points they've amassed over the league season. Not the cups, not anything else, just the league points. And they'll be separated based on that 1 to 4 in each one of those divisions. Now, if there is a tie, this is important because if I don't say this, then people will moan. We will separate first by goal difference, then by goals scored, and then by number of wins to get the final league table. And this is where it gets a bit more interesting. So at that point, the top 2 from each of those leagues will qualify for the final, and they go into a new group, which is our final group. And those 4 creators will then play on. So they go through the transfer window with the side they've got, and they will then play on for the next season. All the same rules apply, and whoever finishes top of that league, whoever gets the most points in the league for that season, is the overall champion. Simple, eh? Yeah, simple. in terms of rules for transfers, tactics, whatever they want to do, it's up to them how they kind of put their strategy together, and we'll see what that is. And in the recap video, I'll be looking at the different strategies that each of the creators are going to use. I imagine there will be some overlap between them, but I imagine some people are going to do some weird and wacky things to try and win this thing. Now, obviously, there's a chance that, depending on where we end up, there's a chance that the manager could get sacked over the course of that season. If that happens, you basically just end up with the points that you had at the point of your sacking, and that's what you get. End of story. That's your finish point. I'm not going to go through what the game setup is, but I've already passed all this information on to each creator, so the game setup is exactly the same for each creator. We all start as the same level of manager, and we basically distribute the managerial points as we like. That's the only difference. So we can do what we like with respect to that, and that is it. So it's a potentially 2-season challenge, 8 creators in 2 divisions initially, going head to head, and we're going to see who wins. Are you excited for this? I know I am. Let's go and find out who those 8 creators are. Well, guys, yeah, quite a list of creators, I think you will agree. Let's just recap in case you missed any of those. So, on the list, we have myself, the Custard Prophet. We have the previous or reigning champion, avoiding relegation. We have the two-time, the versus 2 champion, that trucking football manager, and we have 5 new debutantes. We have Old Lady Plays, of course. We have the United City FM. We have Football Manager Maniac, Chasing Lamely, and last but not least, the fantastic Bobby G Gaming. What a lineup that is. What a lineup. Absolutely super excited to get this started. Right then, shall we put these guys into some groups? I think we shall. My friends. We will be using the brilliant Wheel Decide to randomly select these guys into some groups, and then we'll be going to select the team that we're going to play with, and then we'll finish up with having a chat with some of the creators just before we step off into the void. And next weekend will be proper episode 1, which will be on all 8 creators' channels. Exciting times. Make sure in the link below you will find all of the details of these creators. Make sure you go over to their channels and give them a sub. And yeah, you need to kind of decide which one of these guys you're going to follow. I'm not going to follow all of them, but follow some of them and see how everyone's doing. Right, time to pick the groups. Again, we're going to use Wheel Decide as the way to do this, and first 4 that we pick will be Group A, the other 4 will be in Group B. So are we ready? Who am I wanting to avoid? Everyone. I want to be in a group on my own, so I qualify. Yeah, I think there's a lot of very good creators in here. So Old Lady Plays, I know is going to be very tricky to get past, but avoiding relegation was very, very good in 20. TTFM, he destroyed me when we were at Brest. So I don't know. We will see what happens. Some great creators here, and it's really cool to have them all on board. So let's draw the first one in Group A. Oh, it's TTFM. Let's go again. Joining TTFM in Group A, it's Bobby G. Next up in Group A, it's Football Manager Maniac. And the last contender in Group A, it's Old Lady Plays. That is a tough old group. That is a tough group. Which means in Group B we have United City FM, Avoiding Relegation, previous champion, myself, and Chasing Lamely. Hopefully, I'll be putting that up on a graphic in the screen at some point as I'm talking now. So, in the comments, let me know what you reckon is the strongest group there, and who you reckon will come out of those two groups. That'll be an interesting one. I'll be really interested to see who thinks what, really. Yeah. Well, hello friends, it's time to pick the league. So as with the last few times that we've done this, I will click the wheel 2 or 3 times just to get it going and then see where it finishes. The leagues that we have are the top divisions in the countries that you see in front of you. So that's Spain, Germany, Portugal, England and Italy. We've already gone through Holland and France recently, so we're ignoring those. So any of those top divisions are a possibility. Right then, let's see where we're heading to. It's always an exciting time. Here we go. Ooh, Italy. Wow. Well. I haven't managed in Italy for a little while, so that will be a lot of fun. Some really big clubs that we could potentially get in there. So yeah, we'll move on and we will see which club we are going to manage in Italy. Right then, the big moment. So let's just go through the teams that we could be picking. So we've got Atalanta, Bologna, Brescia, Cagliari, Fiorentina, Genoa, Hellas Verona, Inter Milan, Juventus, Lazio, Lecce, Milan, Napoli, Parma, Roma, Sampdoria, Sassuolo, Spal, Torino and Udinese. So we could potentially be going to any of those clubs. What would I like? I'd like something not too small, something maybe medium size gives us the best possible chance, or if it's a big club then it might mean that it's harder to kind of separate people out. Let's see what happens. Right, we were going to click. Are we ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Where is it going to start? It's Juve. It's Juve. Oh wow, that's a goodie. I mean, it's a massive club. We'll take that. We will take that. I hope you guys are going to enjoy that club. Let me know in the comments what you think about the club choice. Ooh. Well, we know everything now. You have had a lot revealed to you, but we're going to have a little chat with a couple of the creators now, just to see what their thoughts are on the club and the draw. So let's just make a call. So yeah, I've got a couple of them lined up for you. Well, welcome back, AR. This time it is Juventus. Are you ready to defend your title?
Well, hello, Mr. Prophet. May I just say before we get started, that shirt looks fantastic on you. The colour really brings out your eyes. So, nice choice. Yeah, so Juventus, big team, biggest team I've ever managed, I think. As you know, Everton's been the biggest team this season, or this version of Football Manager, and well, we all know how that ended. So, yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be really interesting. There is a lot of stiff competition. As for defending the title, I mean, it's the taking part that means the most to me, and,
We will never be separated, precious, never.
Generally being sort of involved with the group and the team, trophies mean nothing to me, of course.
Well, you need to get out of Group B first. What are your thoughts on the competition?
Yeah, the group is, our Group B is very, very strong. Obviously, there's your good self in there, and of course, you would have pipped me to the post had the second season FC20 been a competition, so you're obviously on your game. On top of that, we've got Chris Sproul's, aka Chasing Lamely. He's, in fact, recently beaten Juventus in his passport to Poland save in the Champions League, so he clearly knows what he's doing. And then, of course, we have the United City FM, who is arguably the best England manager we've had since Bobby Robson, so... As far as, getting out the group, I just don't want to finish bottom of it, to be honest with you.
Well, big welcome to Old Lady Plays. Really great to have you part of this competition.
Well, thanks very much, Custard Prophet. It's great to be here.
It looks like a tough group for you to get out of. How do you see your chances?
A tough group, yeah. It's definitely a tough group. I'm looking forward to it, though. I think we've got a chance. There's some great managers in my group, though, and I'm definitely going to be heavily challenged to make sure that I get out. So good luck, boys, but I'm hoping to win.
So Old Lady Plays manages the Old Lady. Have you got a strategy to get off to a quick start?
Well, yeah. As far as the strategy, I mean, I plan to approach it mostly similarly to how I approach most games. The main difference is that I usually focus very heavily on investing in youth, because I never want to buy a player who's only going to be good for a year or two or whatever. I want to get the most out of players that I buy, so I tend to buy them fairly young. In this game, I'm going to be deliberately focusing away from youth and on high reputation, star players, to see whether we can boost this team just enough to make it, a full champion. Which, let's be clear, it's the Old Lady. It ain't going to be that hard to make us champions. The question is, how well are we going to do on the way there? So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, thank you very much, Old Lady Plays and Avoiding Relegation. Great to chat to you both. We'll be talking to all the creators as we go through this process, and you'll get to meet them. So, yes, just remains for me to say on next Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, we will be uploading the first episode of the Versus Save, and it will be on all of these fine creators' channels. In the description down below, you will find details of where these channels are. Go over to them, subscribe to them. This is going to be bloody epic. Really, really excited to get going with this. There's a lot of excitement in amongst the creators. I know that for sure. We're itching to get started, and I'm sure you guys are itching to get started too. Drop a note down below. Tell us right at this stage who's going to win this, and we'll see who's right. Well, thank you very much for dropping on by this introductory episode. If you enjoyed it, if you're looking forward to this series, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber on my channel already, and make sure you subscribe to all the other creators involved in this. And I will be seeing you next time in a week for the start of it all. Goodbye.